You sit on your porch with a morning coffee, casually decoding birdsong meanings without even realizing your mind is filtering the ambient sound. A robin sings from the fence post. A chickadee calls from the feeder. To the casual observer, this is simply the pleasant acoustic backdrop of a garden. It feels random. It feels like simple musical expression or mindless territory marking. But the landscape around your home is actually dense with complex information. Every note is a precise broadcast. The birds are not just singing to the morning. They are operating a sophisticated, real-time communication network. They are sharing critical updates about survival, mapping resources, and identifying specific threats. The sounds you hear fluctuate based on immediate reality. By learning to listen closely, you can understand exactly what they are saying about your shared environment.
Most people believe that bird vocalizations are broad emotional expressions. You might assume a loud call signifies general excitement, or that a quiet melody indicates a peaceful afternoon. This understanding is incomplete. The natural world does not waste energy on vague expressions. Every utterance carries a significant cost and risks attracting predators. A bird singing on a branch outside your window is engaging in calculated data transmission. When you look out at your feeder, you see individual animals looking for a meal. The birds, however, see a collaborative landscape. They navigate their day by listening to a constant stream of acoustic data from neighbors of entirely different species. If you misinterpret these signals, you miss the true drama unfolding in your own yard. What if the pleasant chirping outside your kitchen window is actually a highly specific tactical briefing?
The distinction between a call for food and a cry of danger relies on structural mechanics. For decades, the finer details of these vocalizations eluded human ears. However, a study from the University of Washington, published in 2005, changed how we view neighborhood communication networks. Researchers focused on the black-capped chickadee, a frequent visitor to your winter feeders. They discovered that the familiar chickadee DD call is not a uniform sound. It is a highly malleable code. The acoustic structure changes based on the context of the environment. When a chickadee locates a rich, stationary food source, the vocalization remains stable, rhythmic, and predictable. It acts as a localized beacon. It invites family groups to share in the bounty, reducing individual foraging risk through collective vigilance.
When danger appears, the acoustic structure shifts entirely. Christopher Templeton's chickadee alarm call research at the University of Washington revealed an astonishing level of linguistic encoding. The birds do not just shout a generic warning when a predator enters your garden. They alter the number of D syllables at the end of their call to communicate the exact size and threat level of an approaching raptor. A large, clumsy hawk gets a brief warning. A small, agile pygmy owl receives an intense variation with dozens of trailing syllables. This specific acoustic modulation tells every bird within earshot exactly how to react. The neighborhood network instantly decodes the message, choosing between diving into deep brush or gathering to mob the intruder.
This localized defensive broadcast spreads across multiple properties, moving much faster than the predator itself can fly.
The precision of this communication system extends far beyond chickadees. In your yard, different bird species actively eavesdrop on one another to map out local resources and hazards.
A study from the University of Florida, published in 2009, demonstrated that northern mockingbirds possess similar acoustic precision, particularly when identifying specific threats.
Mockingbirds alter their alarm vocalizations based on individual recognition. They can differentiate between a harmless human passerby and a specific person who previously approached their nest. The vocalization changes in pitch and repetition rate, signaling to the entire garden that a known trespasser has returned. This means the birds around your home are not just reacting to abstract movement. They are cataloging individual human faces and broadcasting your daily movements to the neighborhood.
Food calls utilize an entirely different acoustic profile, designed to limit unnecessary exposure. When a bird discovers a temporary food source, like a fresh hatch of insects or a newly filled feeder, the call must be clear enough to alert allies, but discreet enough to avoid drawing predators to follow. These food-associated vocalizations are often short, high-frequency chips. The physical structure of a high-frequency sound makes it incredibly difficult for hawks or owls to locate the source of the broadcast. You might hear these sharp, rapid notes near your shrubs as a flock of sparrows moves through the leaf litter. The birds are saying food is here, but they are saying it in a directional whisper that leaves no acoustic trail for a predator to follow. Yet, the most complex songs you hear during the spring morning chorus are rarely about food or immediate danger at all. The elaborate melodies that fill the spring air require immense neurological real estate. These complex songs serve a dual purpose, securing a mate and defending a territory. Because these vocalizations are so intricate, they provide an honest indicator of a bird's health, age, and neurological fitness. A study from the Max Planck Institute for Ornithology, published in 2014, found that song complexity correlates directly with spatial memory and foraging efficiency. A male bird with a highly varied repertoire is broadcasting his superior survival skills to listening females. To competing males, that same song is a clear boundary line. It warns them that the territory is occupied by a strong, capable defender. The beautiful melody is actually a fierce competitive display. Understanding these acoustic variations shifts how you perceive the natural world. Your backyard is not a collection of isolated animals acting in a vacuum. It is a highly integrated community. The birds are constantly adjusting their behavior based on the acoustic data stream flowing through the trees. When a robin gives a sharp, thin seat call, it signals an aerial predator overhead. Instantly, the entire yard falls silent. Ground-feeding sparrows freeze. Nuthatches press themselves flat against the bark of your oak trees. The community acts as a single organism, responding to a shared defense network. This collective intelligence ensures that the survival of the group does not rely solely on the eyes of a single individual. This network relies heavily on shared acoustic properties across completely different families of birds. The high-frequency seat alarm call is remarkably similar whether it is uttered by a robin, a cedar waxwing, or a dark-eyed junco. Evolution has converged on this specific acoustic shape because it is nearly impossible for a raptor to track in midair. A study published in the American Naturalist in 2016 confirmed that this universal design allows for instant cross-species understanding without the need for learned behavior. The birds in your yard are born with an innate understanding of this survival language. They are hardwired to participate in a grand cross-species conversation that has been echoing through woodlands for millions of years. Tomorrow morning, look out at the branch outside your window with a fresh perspective. The sounds you hear are no longer a wall of generic noise. Listen for the rapid, high-frequency chips that indicate a hidden foraging party moving through the grass. Listen for the relaxed, rhythmic chickadee calls that show the local flock feels secure at your feeder. Pay attention to the sudden, explosive chatter of a wren or a catbird. That sharp increase in repetition and harsh texture is the sound of an active alarm. By paying attention to these shifts, you can tell exactly when a neighborhood cat has slipped into your garden or when a hawk is resting in the canopy overhead. Once you learn to separate the acoustic signals of abundance from the notes of panic, your relationship with the outdoors changes forever. You begin to realize that you are never truly alone when you walk through your garden or step onto a nature trail. Your presence is being observed, analyzed, and communicated. The birds are talking about you, your pet, and the state of the neighborhood environment in real time. They are the true stewards of local data, maintaining a delicate balance through constant vocal exchange. By decoding birdsong meanings, you bridge the gap between human observation and avian reality. You enter into a deeper awareness of the natural world, recognizing that every feather, every movement, and every note is part of a vast, interconnected tapestry of survival. The next time you fill your feeder, take a moment to listen to the immediate shift in the local soundscape. The birds are waiting, watching, and preparing their next broadcast. If you want to understand how these intelligent creatures remember your face, your schedule, and the specific locations of every food source across the seasons, you need to explore their incredible spatial capabilities. Watch our next video to discover the astonishing hidden memory systems of common backyard birds and learn how they map their entire world through cognitive depth and individual recognition. Click the video on your screen now to continue exploring the hidden lives of the birds in your yard.